We're here because free speech is under attack. We're here because people are being convinced that socialism works. We're here because people are being judged guilty until proven innocent. We are fighting back with facts. This is not a safe zone, so buckle up, Buttercup. This is the raw, naked truth.
Fighting in Sudan, violence in Mexico, a SpaceX test launch, and more. Welcome to the Raw Naked Truth. I'm your host, Eric Lopkin, and here's the news you need to know. Fighting spread in Sudan on Monday as clashes continued for a third day between the army and rival rapid support forces paramilitaries. The civilian death toll climbed to at least 97 as airstrikes and shelling intensified in parts of Khartoum. Gunfire and shelling are everywhere, said Wadea Mahmoud Koko, head of a union for tea vendors and other food workers. The army said it seized several RSF bases. The rival faction said it occupied sites in Omdurman and Darfur. The two sides observed a brief humanitarian ceasefire so wounded people could be transported to hospitals. Leading Arab states and the United States called for restarting talks on restoring the civilian government. The African Union dispatched its top diplomat to negotiate a longer ceasefire. South Korea said Sunday that one of its naval vessels fired warning shots to turn around a North Korean patrol vessel that crossed the two countries' disputed maritime boundary in pursuit of a Chinese fishing boat. The North Korean patrol boat crossed the so-called Northern Limit Line near South Korea's Byangyeong Island, but turned back after the South Korean vessel fired the warning shots, according to South Korea's Joint Chiefs of Staff. The high-speed South Korean vessel collided with the Chinese fishing boat in poor visibility, causing minor injuries to some South Korean sailors. North Korea last week launched a solid-fuel intercontinental ballistic missile in its latest provocative weapons test in response to joint exercises involving the U.S. and South Korean militaries. A group of armed gunmen stormed a resort in Mexico on Saturday and killed 7 people, including a 7-year-old child, 3 men and 3 women, authorities said. The attack occurred at the La Palma Resort in Cortázar. Video posted to social media showed the devastating aftermath of the attack, in which people can be seen walking toward piles of dead bodies located near one of the resort's swimming pools. According to eyewitnesses, the gunmen arrived and started directly targeting a group of people, then removed the security cameras before leaving the scene. While cartel violence has been increasing steadily in Mexico, a motive for the attack remains unknown. Elon Musk's spaceflight company SpaceX is planning a test launch Monday of its Starship rocket, a vessel that could potentially ferry humans to both the moon and Mars. While the test flight will be uncrewed, it will mark the first launch of a fully integrated Starship craft riding on the company's Super Heavy rocket. While the launch is not set in stone, the 150-minute test window begins at 7 a.m. Central Time, though that schedule is dynamic and likely to change, officials said. The trip is slated to take place from a remote launch site in southern Texas. Musk himself previously tweeted, "Success maybe, excitement guaranteed," in regards to the test. The U.S. Supreme Court on Friday issued a temporary motion to hold off on a lower court ruling that would impose harsh restrictions on a commonly used abortion pill. The extension was filed by Associate Justice Samuel Alito and is meant to give the court more time to consider the issue. Alito's extension will stay in effect until 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time this coming Wednesday. The court's motion comes after Texas-based U.S. District Court Judge Matthew Kaczmarek issued a controversial ruling that would pull the FDA's approval on mifepristone. However, the legal process was thrown for a loop when a fellow district court judge in Washington issued a competing ruling upholding the FDA's approval. Montana on Friday passed a bill that would ban the social media app TikTok, making it the first state to enact such a measure. The bill, SB 419, would prohibit TikTok from operating within the Montana state lines and also bar app stores from even offering TikTok as a download option. However, the bill would notably not prevent Montanans that already have the app from continuing to use it. A prior version of the bill would have forced internet providers to block TikTok entirely, but this provision was later removed. The bill will now head to the desk of Montana Governor Greg Giaforte, who is expected to sign it into law. That's the Raw Naked Truth. You can catch every episode of The Raw Naked Truth at xvadio.com/podcasts, the Apple Podcasts app, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Amazon Music, Audible, and other platforms that respect freedom of speech. We'll see you next time.